It can be difficult to get in the film industry. Obviously, a lot of us have been trying for a long time, but it does not have to be. The main problem that people have is they do not think that it's possible. So therefore, they don't take the right actions to actually build a career out of it. And it does take something to build a career. So people come back from work exhausted. What should I do for my career? And they just try some things, but it's not enough. It's not enough to move that needle where you're getting on Netflix. What people do is they get busy doing things that they think kind of makes sense, sound good. Oh, I'll work on a student film this weekend. Oh, I'll work on my resume this weekend. Oh, I'm going to try to go to a film festival and meet people. And so it's all these little things that they're doing that keep them busy. But then years pass, and in 10 years, they're in this exact same place. I want you to do one thing. We're going to focus on one thing at a time. The first thing is to build experience on 20 shoots. The next thing is Netflix. The experience on the 20 shoots will all be made so that you can get on the Netflix sets. And that's the one thing. And you'll get on these sets and you'll make friends. And you're not going to worry about building the body of work right away. You're just going to be building your base, building your base. And then you'll be like, I know a lot of people. I'm on set every single week. And now I'm going to start working on my craft. Now if you're like, oh shit, I don't know anything about my craft. I don't have enough experience as an actor. I'm not talented enough doing that. I'm worried whether I'm talented enough doing this. I don't have enough classes. People are really much better than me. What should you do? Talk to the professionals and get those classes. Learn it. You'll learn a lot on set. You'll pick up so much on set just by watching people. And then what you need to fill in with, you can ask the working actors, if you're an actor, hey, what classes should I take? What classes have you taken that have been really beneficial for you? And they'll refer you to the best ones. So get in the industry first. And then you can, from there, ask people, hey, what are the best classes, if there are any, that they can recommend? There's definitely plenty for actors. And then you can go take those classes. And so you get the connections first. You get the relationships first. You do the most important thing first. Knowing that you're building a career and you can get the training that you need once you're inside the business. The big mistake that people make is trying to become super talented before they get into the film industry. Trying to get the certain level of talent in their minds so that they now feel qualified to step on set because they don't want to screw up. I get it. I understand the fear of like getting there and getting too big of an opportunity and then screwing up and then that dashing the whole thing. But that's just a thought in your mind. That's just a fear in your mind. And that's not even worth worrying about because that's just not going to happen. You don't have to worry about that. You know why? Because you're not going to get a big, huge opportunity where you're acting for Netflix and screw up, or directing something and you don't know what you're doing. Or you're not going to get these big opportunities until you're ready for them anyway. When you're going to get those is once you know a bunch of people, you've built your base, and you've got that body work, and you've done it a bunch of times. And then people will actually feel comfortable in giving you those big opportunities. You'll be ready for it when you're ready for it. And they'll know it too, because they're not going to sacrifice thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. And in a way, it's super simple. It's just get in, meet everybody, start working, learn your shit, and then get hired for it. Same thing you're probably done with your current job. It's no different. It's just that the film industry is freelance. And it's a little counterintuitive how you actually build that career. How do you get these opportunities? How do you get to work on Minari? How do you get to work on the biggest stuff? How do you get to get connected with people so that you can actually win an Emmy? Yeah, that's part of building your base. The way that you approach this is, that's my goal. So I need to meet the people that would align with that goal. If you want to win an Oscar or an Emmy, then you need to operate like a top person now. That means you need to get in and get on these shoots and start learning now and meet these very excellent people on these sets while you're building your base. Align yourself with them. You might want to research the crap out of them before you arrive on set so you know all about them. because they're all part of your plan to be an exceptional professional that wants to win an Emmy or an Oscar. And you'll have a big base of people that can help you get there, people that have won awards themselves, that can tell you all the little tricks, that can refer you work. When you get referred certain kinds of work for certain kinds of shows, these shows are the ones that they're constantly submitting them for the Emmys. When you start it as your goal from the very beginning, you get there much faster. When you just stay with the job that you've got and try to take stabs in the dark on how to get into this industry and get good enough, you're never going to make it. 10 years pass in a blink of an eye, and you've wasted your best years. So we don't want that to happen. You don't want to be in those jobs anyway. So let's start right off the bat going for the big goal and doing it the way that a shark in a feeding frenzy, totally focused person would go after that goal. The best people are the ones that are going to be working on the next best thing. So when you align yourself with the best people, those are exactly the people that are going to be creating a show in the future that's going to win an Emmy or an Oscar. You can see how you're expanding your horizons from I just want a job on set to I want a career where I'm winning awards. It's 10 times the goals that you have right now. 10 times. Now, I know you guys have big goals. I just want to emphasize that you're on the right path if you have big goals. You're thinking right. That's really good. We tend to think of our big goals as more like hopes or wishes instead of like, oh no, that is exactly where I'm going. I'm doing this. Because everybody in your life is like, how? Come on, it's even hard to even get in there. How are you going to do that? You're delusional. They don't know. They're not doing it. And do they have the lives that you want? No. Do they have the job that you want? The people that are telling you don't get in the business, do they have the life you want? No. So we can't listen to them. And just know, hey, if there are people that are winning awards, that are doing this, that are living that life, they're doing it, you can do it too. And especially now, since there's so much work out there, there's just so much opportunity. So if you're wondering, oh, should I keep my job? Should I go into banking? Should I go into real estate? Should I go into like one of these get rich quick things on the internet that sounds so good? Oh, I'll learn how to make money doing voiceover. Oh, I'll learn how to make money trading stocks, cryptocurrencies. All I need to do is learn that can fuel my film degree. Bullshit. It won't. It takes, first of all, money-making schemes are like, as you know, like totally deep. Every YouTube video ends with, or has an ad of a money-making scheme. Real estate, businesses, buying businesses, cryptocurrencies, all that stuff. So, and it also takes years to actually build a real legitimate business that's making money. It's easy to buy the course. It's really not easy to build a business. It's going to be much harder for you to build a business in cryptocurrency, in any of these money-making schemes, than it will be to just get in the frickin' film industry and start working and making money legitimately. So you're building your skills for film that will serve you. This first year that you get on these sets and you start working on the film set, you're building skills, you're learning how to speak, you're understanding how it works, you're learning your craft at nighttime, night shoot, you're learning your craft on a process trailer, okay? You're learning your craft on a stage, you're learning how to handle problems. All of these things are skills that you have to get under your belt. You have to experience them in order to respond properly, in order to do that job smoothly as a professional. So it's time to get that experience now. You can't put it off. Definitely don't start another business to fuel your film industry career. That is fantasy thinking. It seems like it would make sense, but you're coming from the premise of that, oh yeah, you're going to be easily able to build a career doing something, a job that's going to make you a ton of money, first of all, and everything takes at least a couple years to actually make even 50 grand a year. Okay? And do you want to is that what you want to do? Or do you really want to work in film? If you really want to work in film, go straight into film. The other premise that way of thinking is based on, oh, I'll build my business and it will fund my film industry career. You don't need to fund your film industry career. You'll work on set and though you'll get paid, as you should. Because you're doing a job on set, you'll get paid immediately. Like you can get on these sets and work for $200 a day immediately. And you can move from $200 a day to $300 a day to $350 a day. And you might be like, I made it big now. No, you've only just begun. That's nothing. Regular rates are like $650 for working a 12-hour day. Okay, now you're getting into the ballpark of where you should be. $650 for 12. You work 10 or 15 days in a month, you're making $9,000. That's $9,000 working part-time in the film industry. In all the days that you are not on set, you're completely free. You don't have to think about anything. You can do whatever you want. You can do that second business. Now that's when, if you want to really study this cryptocurrency, do it on your off days. Now that's smart. Get in the film industry first and have the film industry fund whatever it is you want to do on the side. Film industry pays. The work is out there. It's what you want to do anyway. Do it now. It's going crazy out there. And when all the regular people are working, then they need new people. That's when they look for new people. I see so many traps that people get into. Here's a really big one. They have one connection, one production company, one main director. This person's really busy. And they work their way up the ladder with this one company. And 5 years later, they're making like $500 a day doing little marketing videos. But, they pay the bills. They're a DP. They're in with this company. And then the company closes. Or they outsource to Hungary. Or, somebody gets sick. Or the person that was hiring them moves from producer to executive producer. Now they're in charge of bringing in the business. They're not in charge of hiring the crew anymore. So therefore, you stop getting hired, and you're used to making $500 a day. You got a house, you got a car, you got things going on. You thought that you were in the film industry, but you only had a couple connections, a handful of connections. So then what happens is it's very hard to now make new relationships as a camera operator that's only had one connection, that nobody knows you. Remember, professionals have the same problems that you have. You want to get in and make these relationships. There are plenty of professionals that don't have enough relationships and are in a very precarious position because of that. And when the work dries up, which it happens with everybody, including myself, it dries up with this one, but I got 100 other ones. So it doesn't matter for me because I do what I'm teaching you guys to do. So I teach the 50-50-20 method. That's 50 professional relationships with people who hire you, 50 relationships with people that refer you and you nurture these relationships, and 20 relationships with people that are your team. Who are your team? These are, your team are people that are doing jobs that basically support your job, what you do, your craft, and they make you exceptional at it. So for instance, if I do sound, I want to have some relationships with some post-production people. So if I have a question, I can talk to post. Hey, dude, I have this question. This just happened. What do you think about this? I want to have also my team some producers so I can say, hey, how do I negotiate about this? I know you know the inside scoop on this. I need to have some DPs. Like, hey, when can we break frame and get this in there? When does it work? When does it not work? So you build your team. These are people that make you exceptional at your job. A lot of people don't even do that. If you want to be exceptional and work all the frickin' time, it just takes a little bit more effort than other people. So it does take a different way of thinking, which is what I am indoctrinating you into during the A-List program, the entire 8 months. A different way of thinking, a different way of approaching, and it's genius. I've been doing this for 10 years, and that's why you see, if you look on our success stories page, it's like, holy shit, Marvel Films, Netflix, winning at Cannes, getting acting roles on Mythbusters, winning Emmys as an executive producer for TV shows, pitching shows. How are these people doing it so fast within only a couple of years? That's amazing. To those levels. Well, they are like butter to the film industry. They're butter to the ears of people that are hiring. And you can learn this. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've been studying it intensely, helping people get to the same results that I got for the last 10 years. So that means I know this stuff. I know my stuff that gets you working, keeps you working, and then going quickly into that craft that you want to get into, where you have all these people that love you. Oh, I love that person. Because they'll hire you for two reasons. First reason is they have to like you. Now, if you're like, oh, I'm concerned whether I'm likable, I'm not very good with people, I'm an introvert, how am I going to get I'm not a big personality. So how am I going to get all these people to like me? Here's how you do it. When you're on set, you do your job. Okay? You can all do that. You do your job. You watch other people that are really good at doing your job, and you do what they do. The best people, you do what they do. Okay? Next thing that you do is you have playful little conversations on set in between doing your job. So you put yourself in a happy, playful state. When you see the producer, you're like, hey, how's it going today? Oh, I'm good. Awesome. Let me know if you need anything. Playful little conversations. You can do that. You don't want to have big conversations on set anyway. People don't have time. They're all busy. So that's how you get people going, oh, I like that person. Now, other people aren't doing that on set. They're just not thinking the way that we're thinking. They're just not thinking about it. So therefore, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, who did that job? I can't remember. They can't remember. The worst thing, other than actually messing up and turning somebody off, or just messing up with your job, which can happen. Oh yeah, I left a water bottle in the shot. Oh yeah, forgot to roll on that one. Ruined a take. That was the best take. Didn't get it. Didn't capture it. Oh, there's a big reflection in the guy's glasses. Can't use that. Shit, he said the best thing. That was the best take. Oh, showed up late because the GPS took them to the wrong street. Things like that. Okay, that'll get you fired for sure. So, but the other thing is being forgettable, where you work with people, you do a great job, you're really good at your job, but they just can't really remember who you are at the end of the day. So these little things I'm telling you, they might sound like common sense. Yes. Well, kind of like, of course. It's like how to be on a film set, which you haven't really experienced thousands of times yet, but you will. And I'll tell you these things, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and then you'll just do it. So easy. So they hire you because they like you, and the second thing they hire you for is because they think that you can do the job. Now, you're here to work in your craft. Your job that you want to do is a craft, like acting, like directing, like writing, like cinematography, right? It's a craft. That's the goal. It's not to get production assistant work. It's to go into that craft. So how do you get these people that you're working with all the time to know that you're good at this craft, to know that they can hire you and feel comfortable hiring you for the craft? How do you do that? That's the body of work section. So we got the 20 shoots to get you going. Got the base where you're meeting everybody. You got the body of work section where you do that job. You do that craft. Now you might do it on lower budget stuff, but that's perfect. So you're doing it. And then you talk about it on set. When you're on the Netflix sets, you're on the MTV sets, you're on the HBO sets. That's the base part of it, okay? 20 shoots to just get experience. Base part of it when you're on Netflix. Body work when you're out there doing it. And then these people that you've created as your base, and you've got lots of connections now, start to see you as an actor, start referring you as an actor, start referring you as a DP or a director. And then it takes you to the last section, which is you're known for your brand. That's your brand. That's who you are. And they only hire you for your brand. They hire you as an actor. They hire you as a director. They hire you as a DP. They hire you as art department, production designer, set dresser. All these great jobs that give you a great life. Okay, so that's what we're doing.